Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers are headed to Oxford, Mississippi to face Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels. Both of them are undefeated. Both of them are 4-0. Neither the only one of them that has beaten a team that is able to beat a Power Four conference team is Ole Miss. Ole Miss has beaten two Power Four conference teams, but neither one of them have beaten a Power Four conference team. LSU has beaten two Power Four conference teams, neither one of who have been able to beat anybody in a Power Four conference. Ole Miss beat Tulane last week, 45-10. Tulane has beaten Northwestern and they beat Duke. That is the only team on both team schedules, so 8 separate teams. That's the only team that's been able to beat a Power Four conference team. And Ole Miss beat them pretty decently. Clemson has turned into, unfortunately, a joke. Kentucky, well, Kentucky's Kentucky. Arkansas, we don't. Yeah, they're not even a. And Florida, I mean, they're talking about firing Billy Napier. Well, actually, looking at this, Clemson, Louisiana Tech, Florida, and Southeast Louisiana is who LSU's beaten. Both Dabo Swinney of Clemson and Billy Napier of Florida are in the hot seat to the point of they may not even last. Well, Billy Napier may not last season. Dabo Swinney probably will. He will probably be given at least another season. Kentucky, they're talking about firing Stoops. Arkansas, they're talking about firing Pittman. But John Summerall at Tulane is the only one that's actually got, pretty good record. This is what we've seen of these two teams. That's what you've got to focus on when looking at this game. Neither one of them have actually been tested yet. So we're going to take a look at the numbers. We're going to take a look at everything. And we're going to try to decide who's going to win this game. I ain't looking at what the odds makers have come up with. I'll probably look at it at the end of the video, but I haven't looked at it before I'm making this video up. So we're going to figure it out. So do me a favor, hit like and subscribe, especially if you love you some college football. Let's get into it. Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video. And I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there. So, LSU scored 56 against Southeast Louisiana. They scored 20 against Florida, 23 against Louisiana Tech. Now, Louisiana Tech they're at 3-1, so they're not a bad team. But at the same time, you're talking about LSU's not scoring against anybody. Oh, and Clemson, they scored 17-10. Garrett Nussmeier has thrown for 962 yards, 94 completions, 137 attempts, 68.6 completion rate, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and been sacked 6 times. So it doesn't help that his offensive line is a little bit of a seb. Caden Durham's rushed 52 times, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. Looking at this, okay, Juwan Johnson, I'm guessing QB3, rushed 16 times, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michael Van Buren, QB1 or QB2. The QB3 is Juwan Johnson. QB2 is Michael Van Buren. He's rushed 4 for 16, got a touchdown. They've only got 6 touchdowns on the ground. 467 yards. How is this an SEC team? 467 yards after 4 games on the ground and 6 touchdowns. Now, they've got 7 through the air, You heard that right. They've only got 7 through the air. Their big receiver is Xavier Thomas, 11 catches, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, Aaron Anderson has got 21 catches, 293 yards, but he ain't been able to get to the end zone. Marion Brown, a wide receiver, and Barra Sharp, a tight end, both have got a touchdown. Kyle Parker and Nick Anderson's got a touchdown. And Tradez Green's got a touchdown. But their offense really is not 7-6. LSU's not been able to score. Now on defense, they've been able to sack the opposing quarterback 11 times. They got 20 pass deflections, 6 interceptions, 1 ran back for a touchdown. They've got 1 forced fumble, but no fumble recoveries. So they're able to get to the opposing quarterback, but look at who they've been playing against. They've got 20 pass deflections, which is a good thing, and 6 interceptions with 1 run back. That's a decent defense. You have to give them that. West Weeks linebackers got 27 tackles, half a sack. Davin Keys got 26 tackles, half a sack, and a pass deflection. Tamarcus Cooley's got 18 tackles. He's a safety, by the way, and got an interception. So they're able to get to the opposing. They've got a good defense. You have to give them that. They've got a pretty decent defense. But they haven't really been able to score all that well. So let's take a look at this Ole Miss team. Now, Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss Rebels. They beat Georgia State really nicely. They went to Kentucky, had a hard time. For some reason, Kentucky gives them fits. 30-23. Arkansas, 41-35. Tulane, 45-10. So their defense actually showed up against G5 teams, but weren't able to do that much against power conference teams. Now, okay, I'm going to read off both of them. Trinidad Chambliss and Austin Simmons. You don't know, it's Lane Kiffin. Trinidad Chambliss, 42 of 62, 719 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, been sacked twice. Austin Simmons, 34 of 56, 60.7% completion rate, 4 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions, 2 sacks. So in all honesty, it looks like Trinidad Chambliss is a much better quarterback. Kawan Lacey's rushed 79 times, 358 yards, 7 touchdowns. Trinidad Chambliss, 36 for 195, 2 touchdowns. Logan Diggs, 13, 117, 2 touchdowns. Austin Simmons, 16, 69, 1 touchdown. Basically, 13 touchdowns rushing so far this year. They can score. Now, they've got 8 passing. They've got 8 touchdowns through the air. Harrison Wallace has got 16 receptions, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns. Daquan Wright, tight end's got 2 touchdowns. Deuce Alexander, a touchdown. Deshaun Stribling, touchdown. Caleb Odom, touchdown. In other words, 8 touchdowns through the air, 13 on the ground. Doesn't look like they're all that balanced, but they're scoring. It doesn't matter. They're just giving the ball. They're just giving it to people, and they're scoring. Now on defense, they've only sacked the opposing quarterback 4 times, so they're not getting to the opposing side's quarterback. They might have a better shot now that they're playing LSU, because LSU seems to have a seb for an offensive line. 21 pass deflections though, only 2 interceptions. Neither one got returned back, but 21 pass deflections still pretty good, especially when you're looking at Garrett Nussmeier is a passing quarterback. And 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Now Jaden Yates, linebackers, got 29 tackles. TJ Daughtery, 26. He's got 2 pass deflections and a forced fumble. Xavier Harris, a defensive tackle, 21 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 pass deflection, and 1 interception. Yeah, they got some dudes on that Ole Miss line. They've got a stout, not necessarily an amazing, but they've got a pretty stout defense. This isn't a joke defense. And 21 pass deflections, they may not be catching them, but they're not going to roll around. They got an offense that can score at will. They've got so many weapons on here. So many people that have scored. They got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people who've made it into separate people that have made it into the end zone. And they ain't played. Okay, Georgia State is an interesting team. Tulane, like I said, has already beaten 2 Power 4 conference teams. Georgia State this year isn't as good as they were last year, but they're still an interesting team. They're still scaring people. So this is what you got for the Rebels. Now, I'm looking at this. Ole Miss is able to score. They're able to score against a team that can beat Power 4 conference teams. So LSU's got one win against a Power 4 conference team. And that really ain't as good as it used to be. They've got a stout defense. Not as great as LSU's got, but they've got a pretty decent defense, and they're really good at deflecting passes. May not be as good as catching interceptions, but they're pretty good. Ole Miss got a ground and pound offense, but they also can get you in the air. LSU's been having problems scoring this year. This season's been really rough on them being able to score. Their defense, though, hey, it's a SEC defense. It looks and sounds like an SEC defense. I'm looking at this game and I'm going, yep. I'm thinking that Chambliss will be staying in there for quarterback, or at least that's what I would do. I'm not Lane Kiffin, though. And you know what? I honestly think the Ole Miss Rebels got this game. Now, is it going to be a battle? Yep, it's going to be a battle. But Ole Miss looks like the better team right now. Now, mind you, right now, after recording this, Ole Miss is 13th, LSU is 4th. And it's going to be considered an upset. But it ain't going to be an upset. You want to know why? Because if you're looking at this and you're seeing that LSU can't score, seriously, that's the problem. LSU can't score. So, yeah. And the odds on this, I said I'd look at it. I'm just now taking to it. They're even saying that the Ole Miss, especially because it's a home game, got a 1.5 point favorability in this. So I'm agreeing with them for once. I think it's going to be a tight, close game. But you tell me what you think. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.